Over 100 people. That's crazy. Hi, my name is Step. Some of you may know me from voice acting, some of you may know me from doodling you, and some of you probably don't know me at all. And today we're talking about Temecula Renaissance Fair Spring 2026. For those who don't know, this Renaissance Fair took place at the Vail headquarters in the city of Temecula, California. It's a small Renaissance fair that's been growing tremendously since the last few seasons that it started, to the point now that it's not going to be at the Vail headquarters anymore. It's actually going to be located at this new address right here. Which is crazy to think about because the fact is this last season's show was so busy, and the people that were there, obviously this being a show that is free admission and free parking, it has higher attendance rates than others where there's a paid entry fee. Oh my gosh, and the fact is that this is getting so much busier is the fact that I'm gonna be even busier too. And it's a great problem to have. I'm just still stunned and shocked. It's crazy to think that this event is going to be getting bigger and bigger every season because this last season just felt insanely packed. I can only imagine what it's gonna feel like in the fall when there's even more room for more people. I've been hearing there's gonna be bigger installations to the new location, so this place is growing so fast and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. I totally spaced and forgot to talk about the fact that I have merch out now. So at the Temecula Renfaire, I decided to debut the I Am Wanted brand. So those of you that are fans of the wanted posters, there's a bigger meaning behind it, which is to remind people that they are wanted and they are loved. And I decided to put it on t-shirts as well. So there's merch out now that I'm working on getting on the online store as well for my website. You can get hoodies, crew necks, t-shirts. So I decided to sell them at the Temecula Renfaire. More people were interested in the posters. As you saw, there's over 100 people I drew that event, but the t-shirts were something I wanted to see and show just to have ready in case people were interested. They are going to be going up on the online store very soon. It'll be opening soon for pre-orders, in which I'll know how many orders will come in, they'll close, and then I'll be able to make them myself. I print them myself, so I'm able to get them in here, print them, ship them out. The back of the shirts are the wanted logo you see on the posters, and the front says I am wanted. Just a nice little reminder I think everybody should be given once in a while to remember you are wanted and you are loved, and we want you here. Alright, back to the video. As of right now, this is my busiest show, and I haven't been that packed ever. Normally, I have a wait time that's over 2 hours, and that's usually the norm when it's like Escondido Renaissance Fair or the last Temecula season. My wait list reached 4 hours wait time, to the point where people were just not willing to wait that long. And then some people were, and they stayed until we closed. And even tear down for other vendors, they stayed and waited to get their portrait on the last day and on Saturday, in which I gotta say thank you so much. All the support is just so appreciated. You have no idea. Last season, which was last year in December, I did the Temecula Renaissance Fair for the first time. It was for their fall season run 2025, and the show was extremely busy for me. But I think since then, word has gotten around about this event, and more people started showing up, whether it was to attend or it was to be a vendor or even a performer. And that's awesome. There were so many more people here that I remember there being less space than there was last season. There was more vendors nearby. A lot of people were filling up the walkway. Despite it being super hot, there was just an amazing turnout. The amount of parasols and umbrellas I saw, I probably should have invested in one, but we're gonna talk about that a little later. I was definitely at my max capacity last season in December, but this blows that number out of the water. I can definitely feel I'm getting faster and faster at it too. And the best part is that I'm still having a lot of fun. It's really great. I love seeing more and more vendors and familiar faces and people just coming together and pitching up their tents and just selling and communicating and just chatting with people. It's so cool to see, and being a part of that is so awesome. I love seeing this event grow more and more each season. It's definitely cared for very much by the coordinators that run and host the event. They care very much for the vendors, the attendees, the overall show itself, and you can really tell how much it's handled with care and management. I can speak for myself. I feel very cared for and appreciated. I'm definitely a fan of how it's handled and organized and definitely going to be coming back. I think this weekend in total combined over 100 people were doodled. That's crazy. I know we're still early in the year. It's barely spring 2026. I had my first con. I had broken a record number of people doodling in one weekend. One day. Normally, I like to take pictures of people I doodle for social media, and also they appreciate the photo. I'll DM it to them and they can use it for their own posting and sharing, and it's just so cool. I get to document all this and look back on it. Who knows where in the future I'm gonna go with this and how far it's gonna take me, and to just look back on these memories, it's just so nice. I'm gonna be able to really cherish this, but in the moment, I'm freaking out, dude. I just really love drawing people and making them feel seen. It's just something that makes me so happy, and I think I'm learning that it's definitely my love language, which is to draw people. Growing up, that's something I've always liked doing, was gifting people a drawing of themselves, whether they asked for it or not. Friends, family, coworkers. I just really enjoy doing it. So now getting to do it under a business that I created is just a dream come true. And shows like this, with this turnout and this attendance rate and the support and everything, it just means so much to me. It's such a dream come true. I also love seeing everybody that I saw at previous events show up just to get a doodle or come by the booth to say hi or to gift me things or give me stuff and my helper stuff that helped us through the day. Just feeling that sort of support and tight wound community is just so special. I love seeing everybody that I saw at previous events show up again for this event and come by my booth. There really is a sense of community here, and I can really feel it, especially when I see people I've seen in the past, like all these familiar faces come by and say hi, or they get a doodle again, or they say they're adding to their wanted poster collection. So I'm definitely going to be getting more wanted poster silly crimes for people to choose from for the next show, which is Escondido Renaissance Fair. I'm now realizing that a lot of people that are coming back that want to get more doodles and just grow their collection of live portraits, they're gonna need more options to choose from, so I'm gonna be working on getting more. Can you hear that? I've been working so hard to get this off the ground and running. I look up and now I'm made to feel like I'm really welcomed in a super sweet, awesome community like this Renfaire space. Might be getting a little mushy here, but they see the wanted posters, they see me from a distance, and they make an effort to come back and get another one every time that we run across each other at these similar Renaissance Fair events. It just makes it so much fun. Like, I look forward to it now, and I just want to say thank you so much. If you've come by the booth before, or you're a regular, or you just support in any way, whether it's online or in person or both, just know I really appreciate it. And shows like this, they're really making it so that I want to keep this going and running faster and faster and bigger and better every time. Key takeaways. Okay, we're gonna talk about this. So you remember I mentioned earlier about the heat and the sun and everything earlier in the video. So that's gonna probably be the biggest key takeaway that I had. I was in the sun all weekend, and I chose that, by the way. Nobody's fault. No one held me out there. If anything, everyone told me to get out of the sun or tried to advise me to scooch over or something. And I did as best I can until the sun was setting in a way that I just couldn't avoid it anymore. So the thing is, I like to have my drawing table be somewhat close to the walkway and pathway of where people are coming and going. I like to let people see me draw, whether they're getting a doodle later or they just want to appreciate and look and watch and then just be on their way. It's just something I like to provide, even if I'm in the sun and kind of struggling a little bit with the heat. Thankfully, I got used to it after a while and I just got through it. And it's fully my choice to sit in the sun and endure it because people really like to watch me draw, and I like being a part of that. I like to feel connected to the community. Everybody else walking by, the person in front of me, I like feeling connected. And even though I'm really sometimes really into the drawing and I'm not as chatty as I'd like to be, I still feel like I'm connected and able to be a part of everything. And if I'm scooted and tucked away into my tent towards where the shaded area is in the back, I feel disconnected from everybody. Sure, I'd be more comfortable out of the sun, but then people can't watch me draw, and then people are gonna be further away from me. They have to like make an effort to come in and like find the seat. I don't know. I like the connection. As of right now, sitting on the pathway and walkway, it's just my way of being a part of the event too. And if I need to jump over to the POS table, if something goes wrong or if we have technical issues, I'm able to just quickly move over as well. So there's a lot of reasons that I have my seat there. Doesn't mean I wasn't still feeling it in the sun. There was even some attendees that when they were getting drawn, they lent me their parasols, or others that were watching their friends or family get drawn and they would lean their parasol next to me just to block out the sun for a little moment of time. Thank you so much if you were one of those people. You really saved me, even just for like 10 minutes of being in the shade. It just added like 2 hours of my durability to the day. The kindness I was shown was really sweet. Some attendees that would watch me for most of the day came up and asked if I needed anything. Shout out the Hungry Dragon, by the way. Some really great people there that work at the cafe in Murrieta. They had a booth there selling stuff. One of the owners made some drinks and was selling them at their booth, and they gifted us some, and they really helped. They were really refreshing and they were delicious, and thank you so much again for gifting us, and even sent the helper over to get more the next day. I even tried to post to push people over there because they were really tasty and they were really helpful. So things like that are just extremely appreciated. Yeah, because a lot of people were concerned. They're telling me like, you're in the sun. It's been 8 hours. It was fine. I managed. I endured. I conquered. And I left. Even though Temecula Renfaire is moving venues next season to a bigger park, they most likely are going to have shade and trees, I still need to invest in something to cover me in case I do a different event where I'm in something of a similar situation. The sun will be there. The sun will always be there. I've been fortunate enough at a few events in the past, especially Escondido, where I'm under a tree or there's a tree somewhat near that's gonna give us full shade. So I'm not in the sun at all, actually. So I never needed the reason to get an umbrella or a canopy extender for shade on top of like where I'm sitting, but now I do. So it's definitely going to be something I'm going to buy and invest in for the booths, so that way I don't deal with that ever again. My booth is run by a wait list. It's very much needed to manage the people in line, to also communicate with the customers, to let them know and text them automatically through the app if somebody has to cancel or if they're stuck somewhere and they want to communicate. I paid extra so that I can see the text messages and my helpers can communicate with them too through the app. It's really helpful. However, we had technical difficulties one of the days, and it was making it super difficult to communicate with people, and it wasn't pinging, and it was a little stressful, but we managed to fix it. I do want to avoid something like that happening. At the time, I was using my hotspot on my phone, but my phone was overheating. So then the hotspot disconnected and it caused a huge traffic jam, and it was a mess. It got resolved and everything was fine, but I want to avoid stuff like that to keep this machine moving as smoothly as possible. I'd have to maybe look into getting something that's more of a solid hotspot. I do have a hotspot I purchased. I don't know if I want to use that as my full sole hotspot thing, but it's something I'll set up to have as a backup if my phone dies or something, or look into a service provider that would provide me a personal hotspot extension, which I'd have to pay for, but if it's to avoid stuff like this ever happening again, it might be worth it. Other than that was pretty much it. Me getting a tan and sweating, losing some weight in the sun while drawing for 8+ hours straight. Solutions will be provided to avoid that happening, but other than that, I had an incredible time. I know I'm drawing a lot and it's tough for me to get out of that mode where I'm going a million miles an hour, and maybe I'm not as chatty as I'd like to be, but just know that even though I'm doodling and I'm not as immersed in the conversation as I'd want to be, just know that I am definitely grateful and appreciative of who's sitting in front of me. I know that's a lot for just I'm providing a caricature piece to someone, but just know that it's really appreciative that how far this community has grown, how big this Ren Fair has grown, and how much it's continuing to move forward and grow with. And to be a part of that, I'm very grateful for. Everybody that showed up to the Ren Fair to support, whether they do it at different events, online, anywhere, or however you found me, thank you so much again for every support. Every time somebody would tell me they saw me on TikTok or Instagram, I would just kind of, I don't know, freeze up a little bit. It's just so sweet to hear, and I'm still getting used to it, but it means a lot. And I definitely will be returning to the next Temecula Renaissance Fair in the fall 2026. Like I said, it's going to be at this location now, so if you're interested or you're near someone in the Southern California region, highly recommend you checking it out. It's a lot of fun and it's getting bigger, and I know there's going to be bigger installations for the next one, so we'll see. I also am grateful for all of the opportunities that this event opened up for me. I was reached out by a lot of different other event coordinators that are interested in, doing business together, partnering up for events, so you will be hearing more about that very soon. All right, I think I rambled enough and said enough thank yous, so I'm gonna let you go, but thank you so much. Just had to throw one more in there. For those of you who couldn't get a wanted poster in time because the waitlist was so long or I reached my capacity, I do stream on Twitch, and I'm working on multi-streaming as well so that it can go onto different social media platforms. You can get your commission request form filled out on Google Forms. I have a link somewhere in my link tree you can find in my bio. You can go ahead and submit a picture and fill out the form. You have the option not to be on live stream as well, and I can send you a time-lapse video of your doodle being made and then packaged and sent to you. Your poster will get mailed out unless you're outside of the States. Unfortunately, as of right now, I can only provide digital copies for people that are outside of the United States. Oh, you know what I realized? I didn't say let's keep it short in this video, but I think it's just because I know it's not going to be a short video. But alright guys, thank you so much, and remember, you are wanted, you are loved, and just take it one step at a time. See you later guys. Bye.